Nice. India couldn't keep it out. Calafiori heads. Arsenal celebrates the opening goal at Old Trafford. It's another Arsenal goal from a corner.
An outcome that Mikel Arteta described as a big result.
The results is incredible results. To come here on the first match with this atmosphere, the momentum they are building with the new signing, and to be able to come away with a victory is a tremendous feeling, obviously.
Meanwhile, Manchester United boss Ruben Amorim believes his side deserved more from the game, highlighting their dominance as a positive.
We play better. We were the better team, but in the end we lose the game. But I'm really proud of the work that they put on the field, and that is important to move forward.
The opening weekend of the Premier League also saw newly promoted Sunderland beat West Ham 3-0. Nottingham Forest defeated Brentford 3-1, while Newcastle United and Aston Villa shared the spoils in a goalless encounter. Later tonight, Leeds United will host Everton at Eland Road to complete week 1 of the Premier League.
Emmanuel Ayamga doing a wrap of the opening weekend of the new Premier League season. What did we do yesterday? We were outside. We were at East Legon at the ANC corner to give you the two Sunday games, or the two of the three Sunday games, yes. Chelsea 0, Crystal Palace 0, and Man United 0, Arsenal 1. Shout outs to ANC Corner, shout out to Sweet Top Bites, shout outs to Big Slice, shout outs to 957 Daiquiri Bar, and shout outs to Heritage for giving us a wonderful time. If you were there at East Legon, thank you so much. There'll be a lot more of that happening this season, so just be on the lookout. 7:32. Let's run through the full results sheet once again. Villa 0, Newcastle 0. That was on Saturday. On Friday night, Liverpool 4, Bournemouth 2. And then on Saturday, in addition to the Villa result, it was Brighton 1, Fulham 1, Sunderland 3, West Ham 0, Spurs 3, Burnley 0, Wolves 0, Man City 4, Chelsea 0, Crystal Palace 0 on Sunday, Nottingham Forest 3, Brentford 1, also on Sunday, Man United 0, Arsenal 1. Leeds United will be at Elland Road at 7 p.m. to take on Everton. Leeds are back in the big time. So you can send me a comment, 054-257-1061, 054-257-1061. While you are sending me those comments, you can also give me a call, 054-257-1061, 054-257-1061. Give me a call. Share your thoughts on the Premier League's opening weekend. Let's see what you have to say. But of course, let us keep it civil and let us keep it respectful. Let me go to the phone lines. Hello?
Yes, sir. Good morning.
Yes, good morning. What's your name and where are you calling from?
I'm Dalgarage calling from my house station.
All right, please go ahead.
Sporty FM.
So why is Raymond quiet about Man United performance yesterday?
Raymond will talk about it. We'll talk about it. No, Raymond will be here.
He's the best striker in the red. Also, we are waiting for your comments right now.
Yeah, no problem. He will talk. We want the callers to talk first, and then Raymond will have his own take later.
You know, Chelsea, even Crystal Palace, when you ask for me, you can't score them. So you should keep quiet about Chelsea small. You bounce back on next Friday. You see what you do to West Ham this coming Friday.
So I said Raymond should keep quiet about. He shouldn't talk about Chelsea again.
No, I didn't say he shouldn't talk, but he usually talk about our performance. You talk about his team performance.
So what if I want him to talk about Chelsea's performance?
Chelsea's performance was poor yesterday. Me myself, I'm Chelsea supporter. I was not impressed about our performance yesterday.
Okay, all right. Okay, yeah. No problem. Thank you.
So far as you are red champion, doesn't mean you should score 10, you should score 5. Yeah.
Okay, all right. Let's take another caller. 054-257-1061. 054-257-1061. 054-257-1061. We are live on X Spaces. We are live on X and Instagram. Same handle, SportyFM_. We are live on Facebook at SportyFM. You can also send us a comment on the same number. Hello?
Hi, hello. My name is Prince, calling from Adenta.
All right, Prince, please go ahead.
Yeah, I'm an Arsenal fan, but I just want to say United performed so well yesterday, and I'm happy we met them at this stage because it is still the ball rolling in 5 or 6 matches. Something else.
Okay, what did you make of Arsenal's performance yesterday?
Poor. Yeah, but maybe it's just hard win. Yeah, sometimes there are games you have to win in a dramatical way. It's okay, but it was poor.
All right. Thank you so much. 054-257-1061. 054-257-1061. Let me take this caller. Hello.
Yeah, hello, good morning.
Yes, good morning. What's your name and where are you calling from?
My name is Cartel, coming from Manchester.
All right, please go ahead.
The season have just started. We shouldn't rush the season, and it should be over for some people. We know some people have just won the Club World Cup, and we can't use that one as an excuse. By the next match, I think Chelsea will perform.
Okay.
And let's go to United.
Mm-hmm.
I really have hope in United yesterday. We should win this match for me, but I like the guys how they play yesterday.
You had hope that Man United would win.
Hey. I have a hope that I win. Really, I'm telling you the fact.
I see.
I'm not lying to you, my brother. I really have a hope. Even I bet on United yesterday.
I see.
By losing my money yesterday, I know United will do the good work. Then let's go to the title races, which is Liverpool. We never walk alone. I think yesterday, Arsenal have disappointed me. I need Arsenal to score 4 goals. But they didn't do that.
Okay.
Let's go to Liverpool.
But wait, hold on. I'm a little conflicted. On one hand, you said you had hope in Man United. On the other hand, you said you wanted Arsenal to score 4. So let me ask you, so who did you want to win that game?
At least I want United to win that game. That is my hope for United. But at least if you are doing a business, you have to go both sides and run both sides. You can't just leave one side like that.
Sporty FM.
As a business strategically.
Hey. Okay, all right.
We never walk alone.
Okay, all right.
I was disappointed to the Liverpool game how they just criticized my star boy, Semenyo.
Okay.
I feel bad of that. But winning the 4 goals, they should relax. So Eketeke should relax. I don't feel the game for him yesterday. He just have a miracle of that goal he scored last week or this Saturday. It's a miracle goal for him. The next match you will see who is called Eketeke. That is what I have.
Okay. All right.
And let's go. Our star boy Kudus.
Yeah.
Our star boy. I'll be very happy. City should buy Kudus. The next summer, we just have to lift us up.
Okay. All right. All right. Thank you so much. All right. Interesting things. That's the guy had hope in United. But on the flip side, he wanted Arsenal to score 4. So why? Did he want United to win 5-4 or lose 6-4? I'm not sure. Let me take this caller. Hello.
Hello, Mr. Kiro.
Yes, sir.
Charlie, the hard rapper.
Oh, really?
Oh, Charlie, the hard rapper. so why you can't do media?
Because that'll be what I won't do.
Oh, Charlie, nah. For leave this one, give Raymond and go back.
No. Music not be my job. I'm a journalist. That be all.
No, like
music, it just be hobby.
Because the rap bars there, like plenty rappers for Ghana, they see that.
I beg you. If them a 9 to 5, I beg. I beg. This be hobby. This one be hobby.
Okay, no, yeah. I get one question.
Yeah.
You see, we Sporty will not try out.
What we do again?
You see the picture we now Raymond they watch the TV now you snap there. I saved the picture. I'm ready.
Oh, I read there. It is sorts on 1 or 2 things out. So read there. It there. You not going anywhere. It there.
Like I want to speak last time.
Read there.
I'm here.
I'm here, right here.
Oh, everything fine.
Wait, the business is everything fine.
Oh, everything cool. Today I just want to be quiet.
You just want to be quiet, no problem.
Yes,
I understand. I understand.
But the first week was very fine because Man City did something because I thought their game was very difficult, but then how they managed to score 4 goals, we should be careful. Then that guy, Jan Randers, very good. He's very good. And I'm imagining when Rodri comes and sits in that hole and allows Jan Randers to play in that pocket of spaces, it will be very dangerous.
This is
It is very, very dangerous because Ryan take it to Jan Randers, then you leave Rodri to play as a defensive midfielder. So they shouldn't allow City to pick that first 5 points. If they allow it to pick that 5 points, it's over. I'm telling you, if City pick the first 15 points, it's over. Because you see, they do the assignments very early. And they use the Club World Cup as the preseason.
Yeah.
So the team are settled. You see, we are talking about Arsenal, we are talking about Liverpool, we are talking about Chelsea. But then City hasn't gotten that talk too much. So when you allow them to pick that first 15 points, it's over. Then yesterday, I wouldn't blame United so much. I'll credit Arsenal because they defended very well. Because they scored a goal around 13th minutes. Then they defended because they knew they were going away. And Old Trafford is a very difficult ground. So if you open up, they will score. Because you see how Matthias Cunha was driving the ball through Brian Mbeumo. Yesterday, Man U tried, but then it was credit to the defense of Arsenal. They were very solid. They were very, very solid. Then I have one question again. You see, in La Liga, something happened against Barcelona and Mallorca.
Yeah.
I want your opinion about that. When Lamine Yamal struck the ball and he hit the defender, and the defender lied on the ground. So was it the responsibility of the referee to stop the game?
Yes. So this as soon as the referee sees that somebody is lying on the ground, and if it's most likely a head injury, he has to stop the game so that the player gets attended to. Once it is a head injury, the rules are that that's a very serious injury. So he sees it, he stops it, the player gets attended to, and then they continue the game from there. At least that's what I've seen in the other leagues.
So it's not the responsibility of Barcelona to hit the ball outside for fair play.
I mean, you see, the fair play thing, you are not obliged. You do it out of respect.
So that is what I was because it is the responsibility of Barcelona to kick the ball out.
You see, if you say responsibility, it's like they have to do it. But players do it or teams do it out of respect. There's somebody lying on the ground. We kick the ball out so the person can get treated. It's not written in the rules that you have to kick it out. You only do it out of respect for the game.
Okay. Thank
so,
you.
but it's the referee who has to, once he sees it, he has to stop the game for the player to be treated.
So he could have disallowed the goal.
He could. If assuming, let's say the ball hits the player's head, and maybe he doesn't see. That's why there's VAR for the clear and obvious error. So somebody must have told him, please stop. Something has hit somebody's head. And then you know the protocol. So he stops and then he attends to it.
Okay, and again, during the process, I saw the Mallorca players tackling the ball. So what about that one too?
They were what? They were
still tackling, right?
Yeah, of course. So which means that play was still happening.
And then Ferran scored the goal.
Yes, so play was still happening.
If the players stood still and they didn't tackle the ball, that is when the referee could have...
Probably, yes. So he might wonder, why are they not doing anything? But I don't know if he didn't see the first incident and he must have seen the second one. I don't know. I'm sure we'll hear from La Liga giving an explanation. I don't know.
But yesterday, they said, we started about 1.5. We had one and left one.
All right, thank you.
I'm back to Accra.
All right. Okay, thank you so much. Let me take another caller. 054 257 1061. 054 257 1061. Let me take this caller. Hello.
This is Sporty
Hello.
FM, the voice of sports.
Hello. I don't know have a caller here. 054 257 1061. We have a caller. Hello.
Hello, good morning.
Yes, good morning. What's your name and where are you calling from?
My name is Mohammed, calling for East Legon here.
All right, please go ahead, Mohammed.
Man United, I don't know. You see, yesterday, first half, when they were playing, you see that the winger Mbeumo or this Dogo or what is the guy name? They will cross the ball and there's no play in the 18-yard box. I don't know. What was it the information? I want you people to analyze. Was it the formation that the coach was playing, or is the players that was not running into the boxes. More than 4 or 5 times in the first half, they'll cross the ball, only the defenders alone, no player in the 18 years old. How do you score goals when you are not in the 18 years old?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Man United, we thought this coach, if it's not like we have to send him packing up. I don't know, maybe it's the reason, the Portugal League. Anybody from there will come and look at what Arsenal went to spend money on. The man, he touched his head more than how he touched the ball.
But Mourinho came from the Portuguese league and did very well with the Chelsea.
That is why they call him the special one.
And he brought players from the Portuguese league too, and those players did well. Carvalho came from the Portuguese league.
Yeah, but I was just saying not to.
Oh no, I get you, and it's a very interesting point you are making. So I understand you totally.
Arsenal owned he touched his hand more than how he touched the ball.
Oh,
the man will lead back. Yes, for that one is true. I let him touch his head more than is it 40 something, but he did not touch ball more than 20 times.
Okay, I'll have to check. I'm not sure about that.
Thank you very much.
All right, thank you. 054-257-1061. 054-257-1061. Let me take this caller. Hello.
Hola, Nathan.
Hola.
Buenos días.
Buenos días, ¿cómo estás?
Nathan, please leave me there. I'm a beginner.
Okay, please go ahead.
Good morning.
Is there a radio by you? If there's a radio by you, please kill it. It's giving me terrible feedback.
No, it's my earpiece. I'm sorry.
So if you can disconnect it.
Okay. Hello?
Yes, that's better. Yes.
Okay. This is Nana, and later I'm Raymond's friend.
Okay, yes. Please go ahead, Nana. Raymond's friend.
I'm calling from Danzoman.
Okay, all right.
I saw a picture of Raymond a bit dejected watching television. I saw social media like, oh.
Our colleagues are bad people. Our colleagues, they are very evil people.
Is down. I'm also a United fan, and I believe we are taking positives from what happened last season.
Okay.
If that is anything to go by, I believe Amorim is trying to do something good. And especially the fact that we played our first match at home against a well-organized Arsenal side. You didn't expect anything better. But at least with the cohesion and then the aggressiveness and one or two things that I saw, I see positives. And if we had played a team like probably a Fulham, no disrespect to them, a Brentford, a West Ham, I believe it would have been a bit okay. Looking forward or going forward, I think if we should start scoring, one caller said, and he was saying he is happy they played United now. If they should start scoring, the confidence will come. And I believe it's a good sign. I've been sad on our performances last season, but what I saw yesterday, I see positives. And I believe United top 6 is eyes for a grab. At the end of the season, I am going to call, and then I will confirm this. On the Barca match, I think one caller called and said you should try help him on that. The ball hitting the defender's head. On play, it's not a foul.
No, it isn't at all.
The referee could have cautioned it. Yes. So I think that's why it was allowed to go on, because footballers, they can feint it and they will call the referee's attention on that. I believe that's what didn't catch the referee, and he allowed play. The goal stood, and it's a goal. But like I said, United will bounce back, and you will be laughing. Don't worry. I know you're also a United fan. You will be laughing. Don't worry. So this season we're going to go up.
Okay, all right. I see that the optimism is still high. Let's see how things go. 054-257-1061. 054-257-1061. It's 10 minutes to 8. We'll take calls till about 8. Ray, right? We'll take calls till about 8, and then we can get the rest of the show going. Hello?
Hello, Nathan.
Yes.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Hope everything is fine.
Everything is fine. What's your name and where are you calling from?
John from Kasua.
All right, John, please go ahead.
This morning you've thrown out shade file.
To who?
To some of the rappers.
Oh, why?
By saying rap is your hobby.
Oh, it is actually. Music is. I mean, I love doing rap music because I love doing it. It's not a full-time job.
But let me tell you why I'm saying this. Because it's your hobby, and see how good you rap.
Oh, but I'm still not better. I'm not better than a lot of the mainstream rappers.
And most of them that have taken it serious can rap like you. So what you said this morning is a shit.
Oh, I beg you. You let the rappers come after me.
Anyway,
please go ahead.
I think our Pedro needs some petrol before he can perform. I'm a Chelsea fan.
Okay.
And I think our Pedro needs some petrol before he can perform.
Why, you weren't happy with the team's performance or Pedro Neto's performance?
At all. Not just Pedro Neto. We have two Pedros.
Who's the other Pedro?
Joao
Pedro. Oh, I keep forgetting Joao Pedro. True.
You have started forgetting about him.
No, you know, sometimes it's just habit. You forget that the player, but Joao Pedro, yes. Chelsea didn't really have a good game yesterday.
Yeah, well, yesterday the team was totally off. Caicedo, well dodge. Enzo Fernandez, well dodge. They shouldn't go like this. We are world champions. And Man United, they have started their journey to relegation. Anyway, thank you.
All right, thank you so much for your call. 054-257-1061. 054-257-1061. Let me take this caller. Hello?
Nathan.
Yes, what's your name and where are you calling from?
Good morning, Dino Junior from Osu.
Okay, Dino, I want you to lower the volume of your radio set, please.
Is it better now?
Yes, it's better. Please go ahead.
Okay, so I want to wish the world champions a very good morning, coming from the Crystal Palace side.
Okay.
After all their giddy and noise making, they were humbled by local champions. What is all this hula baloo about? And they are crying that they are waiting for the next match. I go rest for every Anofa. They should keep quiet.
But teams can start poorly and recover, right?
Oh, that is not our concern. We will know the way the trajectory is going. Once you start losing, the way the game is heating up, we know the future. We can see. Raymond has a book. I've started seeing through Raymond's book already. That's for Man U there. We the game supporters, we are happy Rashford is no longer there. So let's see how the future goes for you people.
Okay.
The relegation there, we are praying. We are praying fans, they make it happen. Then England will be quite small. But the Chelsea people, I have one party here. Since Chelsea won that rigged Club World Cup, he has been sending me world champions every morning. So I want to wish him a very good morning.
Okay. All right.
Thank you.
Thank you. Let's take more calls. We'll take calls till 8 a.m. 054-257-1061. Hello.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Wow.
Hello.
Everything cool?
Yes.
How you doing?
I'm fine.
How's the weekend?
Everything is fine.
Yesterday, I heard it the way you were shouting.
You heard that I was shouting?
If I say something, you don't believe me.
Okay. Uh-huh.
I told you we don't have a goalkeeper. We don't have a goalkeeper.
Uh-huh.
Otega should be playing for Man United.
Emmanuel, I want you to lower the volume of your radio set. It's giving me feedback.
Okay. Now.
Kill it completely because it's still echoing in the back.
I don't know. I'm not even closer to it.
Okay,
I don't know how to get a new phone.
Okay, no problem. You talk to me.
So this is our team now. We need a goalkeeper, and it's ASAP, like fast. Because yesterday we we played very well. Like yesterday, after the game, Charlie, but when he took off Casemiro, Charlie, Ortega, that guy, Ogate, no, that guy, he not going to do anything better than we. Because when he came into the game, he came to destroy everything.
Okay, you see, I'm coming. Hold on. On one hand, Man United fans say that Casemiro's legs are gone. But when they play a young Ugarte, there's a problem.
No. See, now you can see that Casemiro is like, I don't know, but there's some energy back in Casemiro. I don't know. But yesterday, if you watch yesterday's game, it was very brilliant. It was when they changed and they brought in this Ugarte guy. Charlie, I'll make it everywhere. We need a proper midfielder who will learn of Casemiro. It's no Ugarte. It is how do you call it? This South American guy. I don't understand. If we get a better midfielder who will complement Casemiro.
Okay.
Because you see, Fernandez, he can't stay in the middle. He can't stay in the middle of the park. Because this guy is not a 8. He's a 10. So always know his mind is like, let me go for it. So, and after Ruby, Charlie, that guy, this thing we have, it's a 4-3-3 team. It's a 4-3-3 team.
Okay, Emmanuel, let me ask you this. So the other day I asked the question, nobody has been able to explain this thing to me. Are we saying that Manchester United can only play 4-3-3? Is that what we are saying?
I'm not saying that's what I know. But you see, if you are playing a game, you know, see, this our coach is very, very, I don't know. But you have to change something. You can't tell me that there's only one system you know how to play.
Okay.
No, it can't be true.
But the same players, when interviewed, always say that they don't have a problem.
Don't mind Maguire. That guy there, I don't want to hear in matter of car. And we need a left-footed defender. We need a left. See, Martinez will know all this before. See, this United team, we wasted money on Sesko. We wasted the money. This is good money. You can use to get a midfielder, a goalkeeper, and a left-footed defender.
But then what about the scoring problems of the team?
Oh, see, yesterday we created a chance. Yesterday we created chances. It was just a hard luck. It was just hard luck. See, goals will come this season.
Okay.
Goals will come.
Okay, all right.
It was just hard luck yesterday.
Okay.
It was just hard luck.
Okay, all right.
And after no, the last time the Friday I talked. I will begin for you. You see, and they say if you try to coach, you don't have sense. Hey, I see the way they give it to you to say this way is difficult to. You don't see anything yet. Hi. I not see Ateta as their God. See, if Arsenal go trophy later, I'm telling you to be. I'll put it on record again. See, Ateta is going nowhere. He has nowhere to go. Nowhere to go.
All right, all right, Emmanuel. Thank you.
Charlie,
let me take other call.
You forget the goalkeeper, Charlie. After this, Onana then behind the day, Charlie. They don't go be a person.
All right.
Yesterday, I was very okay with the performance.
Okay.
Charlie.
Okay. All right, Emmanuel. Thank you so much. It's 8 on the dot. I don't think we can take any more calls. Let me read 2 messages. Okay, Dino Jr. He called earlier. Kati Ayala from Sotom says, I want to know Raymond's view on Arsenal's win over Man United, and whether does he still maintain his prediction that Arsenal will finish outside the top 4 race. So somebody's asking that. I don't know if you want us to take one more call.
No comments.
Okay, so let me take the final caller, the final caller for the segment, and then we can do our chit chat. Hello.
Hello. Good morning, Nathan.
Yes. Good morning. What's your name and where are you calling from?
My name is Samuel. Calling from Tabo Alavi.
All right. Please go ahead.
Yesterday, I won the Chelsea game. We were not that bad, but I think the players, 1 or 2 is missing. That is all.
Okay.
For the United game too, United were very, very good. They need a midfielder. That Ugarte guy is a very bad player. They have to just ship him out.
Okay.
And the Barca game, that ball was a foul ball. Look at the way the player went down. It was really, really bad. So can't this is a head injury?
I don't know what the referee saw.
You just watch the way the player went down.
I mean, we all saw it. I don't know what the referee saw. I don't know why he decided to let the game go. So in this case,
if you look at Rafinha, the Rafinha attack on the player. That ball was a red card. What kind of refereeing is this? Oh, it's sad.
All right, thank you so much for calling. I said, oh, it's sad. It's only that thing in town. This is still the Sporty Breakfast. You can send me your comment 054 257 1061 054 257 1061. Send me a WhatsApp message. I'd love to hear from you. If you have come in, I'd love to hear a bit more from you concerning the weekend's football action. Raymond Yamado is still here with me. Your comments are welcome, so I'd love to hear from you via the WhatsApp line 054 257 1061. Ray, so somebody was asking a question earlier.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Oh, you see? The results are there for all to see.
Yeah. So the person was asking if you still think Arsenal will not finish in the top 4.
Well, I don't think the person was impressed with what Arsenal did yesterday.
I guess for some people, it's the result that matters.
I mean, yes, sometimes yes. But this Arsenal
all
team,
the time, though.
This Arsenal team have quite a bit to do. They have quite a lot to do if they can challenge Liverpool, Man City, Chelsea, maybe for the title. Okay. The Arsenal we saw yesterday still looked like 2 men short in midfield. Okay. Because that was a United midfield that was being controlled by Fernandes and Casemiro.
Sporty FM.
And they got the better of that Arsenal midfield with Zubimendi and Rice and the likes.
You think so?
Yeah, I think Arsenal struggled in the middle of the park. Defensively, they looked okay. But United clearly controlled that game. It was so easy for United to play through them, especially in that midfield. United won almost...
Well, at a point. I thought Arsenal adjusted.
No, once United kept putting pressure on them, they didn't have to do too much. They just had to find a way of breaking the United play and then try to hit them on the counter. But when United tried to play the ball around, those cross-field passes, those through balls, they caught them. You know, there was so much space in that middle for United to exploit with Casemiro and Fernandes. And clearly, if you want to win the league, you need a stronger midfield. And so I think Arsenal are not there yet. Arteta needs at least 2 more signings.
2 more?
Yeah, he needs. They are two signings away from winning the league, especially in the middle of the park. I think that yesterday, Arsenal fans really miss Thomas Partey.
Arsenal fans, do you miss Thomas Partey or not?
Yes.
Send me a message 054 257 1061.
They didn't get any proper replacement for Thomas Partey. And that's where the challenge could come. You see, Thomas Partey in the middle of the park will do the job of 2 or 3 players. Okay, he breaks play, spots risks, able to close down the spaces, and it's a very, very good passer as well. So you need a player who has all of these attributes. And Arsenal missed the presence of Partey in their team yesterday. And if they don't quickly go into the transfer market to bring in a player who who can put in a shift just to make sure Declan Rice doesn't stay too deep. I think they are quite far. They are quite far away from winning the title. Defensively, they look good. Calafiori, White, Saliba, Gabriel. I think they look good. Raya himself looking good in there. But I think offensively, I won't blame Odegaard too much. I won't blame Saka. Early season, they are still trying to get into their stride. But Arsenal still have problems. I do not think, looking at how they played yesterday, I don't think they look frightening. We saw Manchester City, and that was Man City at almost 60%. They looked frightening. We saw Liverpool at 2-2. They had the mentality of champions. They came back to win that game at 4-2. Clearly, we can see the play. We can see the players they've brought in delivering, and we can see how they play. You can see the confidence around the way they play. And I think that Arsenal are quite short, and it will take quite a bit for them to get to the level where they can challenge Liverpool and Chelsea. I strongly think so.
All right, let me go to the line. Let me speak with my very good friend, Christopher Nimley, coach and pundit. Let me get his thoughts on the opening weekend. We'll start from the United game and work our way backwards. Chris, good morning. How are you doing?
Good morning, my brother. I'm fine. Charlie, how are you? It's been a while. Charlie,
no more. Don't worry. We'll settle it away from the public eye.
Oh, sure.
Raymond is here. Raymond says hello.
Coach, Minga boy.
No more hello,
Charlie, it is what it is.
Charlie. No more walking by be washing.
Oh, keep on. Oh, no more keep on. Keep on, sir.
Keep on.
Oh. Coach, come be now, baby.
No more. Only if the West come to West, why Florentina be a why he will keep back.
Anyway, Chris, your thoughts on the encounter, Man United v Arsenal. Arsenal winning by a 0-0 at Old Trafford on the opening Sunday of the new Premier League season.
Oh, Charlie, yes, of course. Good morning to your listeners again. Every Man United supporter yesterday were waiting to see what this team is all about, waiting to see what Arsenal themselves has got on offer. And to be honest with you, it is still very early yet. But if you look at what transpired yesterday, one thing that is very clear, United will be a better team this season. With Matthias Cunha, Brian Mbeumo, Dalot, Sesko, Bruno Fernandes, Dogu. Look, this team can only get better. There are two pieces lacking. The goalkeeper, and then I think another extra workaholic in the midfield. Because in big games like this, you need somebody who is a workaholic, but who can take care of the ball very, very well. I believe Kobe Mainoo will come into his picture as one of the central midfielders. But because United are playing one game every week, they will actually need another leg to make sure that in the games where the teams are going to sit off them, then Kobe will play. But when you are playing the likes of Liverpool, the likes of Man City and co, you need other people. Look, Casemiro did well yesterday, but look, every now and then you watch him, you look at him, it is clear that his best days are gone. How I wish this guy had come to United some 5-6 years ago. Clearly he would have dominated everybody, because even yesterday, even at his struggling pace, you could see him laboring. He virtually labored, but he was far better. Alongside Bruno Fernandes and Mason Mount, they were far better in that midfield. Mason Mount, you may not technically see what he does tactically, but he's a decent player to have in every setup. That is why I have said that in the big games where you need players to work, where you need players to press, where you need players to trigger, and then try and then maintain a certain intensity of press, if Mount is fit, every coach will want to look at him and put him in the game. But on the part of Arsenal, I think it is still too early. If you look at my top six, I have them winning the league. But from what I saw yesterday, I agree with Raymond perfectly that they will need a controller in the midfield of the park. Because if I agree they missed Thomas Partey yesterday, they needed somebody to control. Zubimendi, you want to give him the benefit of the doubt that yesterday was his very first game. But of course, he's not as good, he's not as technically gifted as Thomas Partey is. But he's a player who's got his own quality. I believe one of his qualities, which we didn't see yesterday, is passing the ball and moving into space, receiving the ball and progressing the ball. We didn't see that yesterday from him at all. Maybe you want to credit Ruben Amorim Smith, because Amorim did say something before the game. We will be brave and we are ready for Arsenal. So I was looking at, is Man United going to sit back and play on the counter, or they will go and press? And yesterday, Nathan, truth be told, I was very much impressed with the belief and the conviction in the Man United players. Everybody understood his role in the team. Everybody knew what they had to do. And for Matthijs de Ligt and Euro and Luke Shaw, I think they were brilliant yesterday as a back three. Look at Euro. On the right, he was super. On the left, he was super. Look at Luke Shaw. Luke Shaw, look, his major problem has been the fact that he cannot stay fit. I think if Luke Shaw can stay fit, 1v1, he's one of the best in the business. And he'll be one of the top left back in Europe. Nobody argues that, because whenever he's played consistently, he's dealt and he's defended properly as a player and as a defender. One thing about him, his days of playing as a fullback or as a wing back is gone. So this is actually the system that makes Luke Shaw a perfect player in the United setup. That back three, of course, when the Argentine comes back, he will have to compete with, because what Lisandro Martinez brings to the party is that passing range, that passing ability from the back to pick up the players up from. Luke Shaw doesn't have that unless he goes wide and he's crossing the ball. So everything, in my view, worked out yesterday for United, apart from that goalkeeper. I don't know. I mean, you've been at United, this is your third season, and you've been given such a massive opportunity. You don't allow the player to come and then prevent you from getting to the ball. Even if you got to the ball, you punch that ball. You don't slap the ball or pat the ball into your own net. So it was very disappointing for the Manchester United fans yesterday that if you look at the way the team played yesterday, we didn't deserve to lose. Our worst should have been a draw. Arsenal's best should have been a draw yesterday. Arsenal didn't deserve to win the game at all. Because if you ask the true Arsenal supporters, they themselves do believe that, look, their team never came to the party at all. And look, they have to, like I said earlier on, it is game one. But having said that, the Odegaard we saw in the latter part of last season cannot repeat itself. And they will have to do something to liberate Declan Rice. Maybe because the fitness level, we all know, the first game, players do struggle after 60 minutes. And yesterday, it was very clear. And you could see the two coaches effecting the changes just to refreshing the team a bit. But if you are an Arsenal, you have to be worried. You have to be very, very worried. Because look at that midfield. If any of the guys were to get injured, who are they going to bring in there? Norgard. Norgard will not guarantee any quality going forward. Norgard will not guarantee anything that is of the view of trying to sustain the possessive football that Arsenal is noted for. Norgard will not do that. So for me yesterday, it was very, very disappointing. But all things being equal, I think there's a long, long way to go. It's too early to draw any form of conclusions from anybody. And at the end of the day, let's wait and see. I think my United season, to be honest with you, my brother, will start after week 10. I'm not saying they will lose all their games. They have very tough games starting from yesterday. They go to Fulham. From Fulham, I think they'll play Chelsea, man. In their first 10 games, they are playing Arsenal, Liverpool, Man City, and Chelsea in Man United first 10 games. From what we saw yesterday, there's no need to pack it. There's no need to panic. Bring it on, because we've got Cunha, we've got Mbeumo, we've got Amad Diallo, we've got Bruno Fernandes, we've got Sesko. And these are players who, on their day, can step up and match up to any demand from any form of opposition. My brother.
Great stuff. Let's talk about Chelsea. They drew goalless with Crystal Palace. Some Chelsea fans look at the result and say, well, it's opening day. Some Chelsea fans are disappointed. What did you make of the performance? Why couldn't they find a way past Crystal Palace yesterday in that game?
I think, to be very sincere with you, it is early days, yes. This Chelsea team, I think they will have a good season that will eventually land them in the Champions League. No two ways about that. I think they'll have a good season that will eventually land them in the Champions. I don't think they'll win the league. But if you look at the game yesterday, Crystal Palace came with a game plan. And their game plan was such that they were in there making sure they won't lose the game. They had men behind the ball. Come and break heads down if you can. And that, in my view, Chelsea didn't have the antidote. Chelsea needed to get the ball a bit more to Cole Palmer. The Palace themselves were so smart in their tactical display by blocking the channel that made sure that Chelsea wouldn't pass the ball to Palmer. I think what Maresca didn't do well yesterday, he should have reverted to what he did in that World Club final, where he told Palmer to play as a decoy from the right and then move in on the blind side of the opposing midfielders or the opposing defenders through the middle. But the moment you stationary him, you put him in the middle there, the guys in the middle of the park of Crystal Palace will all look at it and say, he's been presented to us, make sure we block the space, and when he gets the ball, close him down. And look at that. Palace were not pressing the ball high up the pitch. They waited for Chelsea. When Chelsea got to their zone, where they believed that it was now time to press the ball and not give them any space on the ball, they were absolutely brilliant and super in whatever they are doing. Look, this Chelsea team, if you can eclipse Cole Palmer, their creativity level is sincerely restricted through the middle of the park. Their only way out is for them to go wide. Now, if they go wide, they are hoping that the likes of Neto in particular will do the magic for them. But yesterday, too, the Crystal Palace guys, they were physical enough. That is how you play against a team like Chelsea. They were physical enough, and they make sure that they were not giving Chelsea any room whatsoever. There's no need to be a Chelsea fan, because like I said, it is the early days here. They didn't lose. Half a loaf is better than none in football. Half a loaf at this very early stage is better than none. When it is a knockout where you have to win and you end up drawing and you exit the competition, that is where you get worried. But this is a good point on board. Not every team got a draw. Some team lost. My Manchester United, your Manchester United lost yesterday. But if you look at the performance, I mean, we believe strongly that in Ruben Amorim, it is going to pick. And when it starts picking, anybody who presents themselves will get his fair share of the cake and will discipline people. Look, this isn't a will discipline people. Don't worry, Nitakwa. So Chelsea fan, don't be disappointed. It is what it is. Crystal Palace against the big guys in some for some time now, they've shown that they have a proper game plan to play against the big guys. They just beat Liverpool in the Community Shield, and they were very convincing. Don't forget, they came back twice. Liverpool scored the equal. Liverpool scored the equalizer. So if you are playing against a team like that, you need to be very, very careful. And Chelsea themselves at the point in time were very cautious, because if you look at the way Palace were playing, it was making it very difficult for them. And they were also cautious. These guys at 0-0, we are not paying. If Palace had taken any form of lead, I think Chelsea would have lost them. So it's early stage here, 0-0, I think was a fair result.
What about Manchester City? They won their game at Wolves 4-0. Erling Haaland was scoring. Tijani Reinders also, absolutely brilliant on the day. Are City reminding everybody what they can do this season? Or, as you say, it's early days yet, so people shouldn't panic too much about Man City?
Look, I am not afraid of them at all. They beat Wolverhampton on Saturday. Wolverhampton is a bad team. I watched that game. I took my time and watched that game. This City team is a good team. Nobody should get me wrong. But it is not in the class of what they were some few seasons ago. There's nobody like Kevin De Bruyne in this team. There's nobody like David Silva in this team. There's nobody like Riyad Mahrez in this team. They are a good team, but they don't put fear in anybody. Look, Charles, there were times where even when Liverpool were going to play Man City, Liverpool supporters were afraid. Arsenal, Man United, we could stand up to them at time, because when we are playing them, there's no form guy to that. It's a local derby. You go at them, they come at you. Whatever happens, happens. They are a good team, but I still believe they are there for the taking. If you watch that game, especially against Wolverhampton on Saturday, the Wolverhampton attackers and their midfielders, they didn't show any belief whatsoever. They were not timing their runs, because look, City were playing a very high line, but their pressing was suspect. Look, if they play like this against Liverpool, if they play like this against Manchester United, against Arsenal, they get beat. They will suffer for it. Tijani, you and I know, is a very good offensive midfielder, box-to-box midfielder. So he wants to see the ball in front of him. He wants to progress the ball. But what he doesn't want to do is to defend. And if you look at that midfield, Bernardo Silva, who we all know to be a very good technical player. He's more or less doing more defensive work alongside the chap who they brought in to replace Rodri. But even that chap, he's not a Rodri. So look, their center defensive pair of John Stones and of course the Portuguese boy Neves, they lack genuine pace. Charlie, these guys, they can't run. And on Saturday, there were moments before they scored the first 2 goals. There were moments all Wolves needed to do was to pick the pass. Don't get me wrong. On the face of it, they are a good technical team. They are a ball-playing, ball-passing team. But what they don't have is an Aguero. Erling Haaland, to be honest, scored 2 beautiful goals. I believe the other one was a simple tap in the first one. But on the face of it again, there's nobody like Kevin De Bruyne. About 70 to 80% of his goals he scored when De Bruyne was on the pitch. No Man City player in this team can give that one-time incisive penetrating pass to what Erling Haaland. So look at them. There's always the extra touch. There's always that extra touch from the players before they find him with the ball. And I think that they will have to improve upon that. If they don't improve upon that, they are going to make life extremely new. This is Wolverhampton. I expect Liverpool to beat them. I expect Arsenal to beat them. I expect Man United to beat them. I expect all the top 4 guys to, because look, Wolverhampton team has been weakened tremendously. They are without their best player, Matthias Cunha. They are without their best left back, who also yesterday on Saturday had gone to Man City. So he was playing with Man City. Is it the Moroccan or the Algerian international?
Yeah, Aït-Nouri.
Yes. So they've been weakened, and I'm not sure they've done any proper quality recruitment to replace the guys who left the team. So look, it was expected. Give credit to Man City, but they themselves will look at that thing and say that, look, this team still some few goals away. I'm hearing that maybe they will bring in Donnarumma. If Donnarumma comes, then he alone personally guarantees them 10 points. If you have a goalkeeper like Donnarumma and not Onana and Bayinda, you have a 10 points guarantee. And at the end of the day, that is what you need to win the league. Look, United will have to find a way. Go to Aston Villa. Emi Martinez, go and tell them Martinez is ready to create problems to initiate the move. I don't encourage that. But if the West come to West, in quote, when United bought Van der Sar, he was 34 years. David De Gea is 33, 34 years. Go back to Fiorentina and bring back our goalkeeper. He was treated badly by Ten Hag and his people, and given another opportunity, here we Onana, and then Bayinde. Here we easily kick them out of the goal and take back his number 1 position as a legend of Manchester United. So Man City, good 3 points in the bag. That is what you do. You can only beat what is in front of you. But for sure, like I said, they don't put fear. Look at the quality that left their team. De Bruyne, David Silva, Raheem Sterling, Ryan Mahrez. Those guys cannot be compared to this current team. So I believe that because the fear factor is gone from them, there are games that they will struggle with, especially with this midfield they've got. Bernardo Silva and the guy who came to replace Rodri, I tend to struggle. I always tend to forget his name.
Nico Gonzalez.
Yeah. He's not a Rodri. He will put fear in nobody. Yes, he by this level is a good passer of the ball. But look, that reading of the game, that recovery of the ball, that Rodri does when he's fit, better than any other midfielder in the world. That is not who he is, or that is not what he is. And at the end of the day, I expect Man City to be. I have them placing third at the end of the season. I don't think they have what it takes to. Yeah, they've got a natural goal scorer in their team. But you know what? I was shocked he didn't start with the Moroccan boy, Mamouche. I think that
the Egyptian, you mean? Omar Mamouche, the Egyptian.
Yeah. Omar Mamouche. I was shocked he didn't start with him because I think he's one of their best players. Because if you look at him, he came into the team at the time where the team was so bad, and he virtually powered them to Champions League football. I don't know what the problem is. I just hope it was maybe a bit of injury, or it could be for tactical reasons.
Yeah,
but if you are Mamouche and you are not being given the nod to play against a team like Wolverhampton, you stand a chance of playing against Manchester United or Arsenal or Liverpool. Don't forget, Man City themselves, in their first 5 games, they play Arsenal. I think they play Arsenal and Liverpool back to back. and then they play Manchester United. If you are not being asked to play against Wolverhampton, will you be asked to play against these guys? I don't think so. So we wait to see. It's still early days, yes. We wait to see and see how the coaches will finally add. I don't think any coach at this stage of the season has a settled first 11.
Well,
wait and see. Wait and see. Yeah.
You're asking about Man City's games. Well, they play Spurs next, then they play Brighton, then they play Man United and Arsenal. So Man United and Arsenal back to back. And
there
then
you go.
And then they play Burnley in
for
their
me,
next few games.
I think Amama Mamouche, from what he has shown, has been one of their best players. For me not to have seen him against Wolverhampton, and he was on the bench, I couldn't believe it. I said, what is wrong? If you cannot get the nod against Wolverhampton, you expect to get the nod against Spurs or get the nod against Man United and Arsenal, it's going to be extremely difficult. But let's wait and see. It's still early days, yes. You don't know what Pep has. The man has never shy away from being unpredictable. There are times he overthinks the issue and he ends up messing up. So let's see how it goes.
Finally, Chris, two Ghanaian players started off really well, Antoine Semenyo and Mo Kudus. As a country, and maybe looking at it from the perspective of the Black Stars, what should we learn from those performances as we will gather again as a national team sometime in September to resume the World Cup qualifiers? What is it that we must learn from the two performances in figuring out how to use these guys to get the best, to get the best out of them whenever it is they have to play for the Black Stars?
Nathan Kwao, your knowledge on football is so deep that I'm grateful you brought this question up. I don't remember the last time Kudus gave an assist in the Black Stars. Do you remember?
Yeah, I'm struggling to remember.
There you go. So which means that our players can do better than they've done. Nobody should get me wrong. He's one of our best players. But when the man is in the team, he believes that he's the natural goal scorer. He's the one who should be scoring all the goals. So when the pass is even there, he closes his eyes and he shoots at goal. There are times he puts the ball in the net and will be happy. But in football, the easiest channel to go is what you are to seek if you are a player and if you are a technical team. The system should be such that it will allow your players to find the easy way to go. Because if you can easily do the thing, why do you stress in doing it? It's like life. It's a natural phenomenon in life. I watched Kudus on Saturday and I told myself that, look, this boy has got a lot to offer. But it would take a top coach to get him to accept the fact that his ways cannot always be his ways. His methods cannot always be his methods. What are Kudus' ways and his methods? Get on the ball, dribble pass, don't pass. Even if you pass the ball, quickly receive it back, dribble pass and shoot at goal. He's got that creativity instinct in him. And in world football as we speak today, nobody can deny the fact that the player who makes the assist, is equally as important, if not more important, than the player who puts the ball in the back of the net. Look, during the days of Iniesta and Xavi and Co, they were so admired and they were so honored as top world-class players, not because of the number of goals they scored, but because of the assists they will give you. They put the ball in front of you and said that if you don't put the ball in the back of the net, everybody looks at you and says, padine, because they will make it so simple for you. And look at Kudus on Saturday. With his unfavorite photo, if he could do that twice and get Spurs to take the lead twice, then of course, you should be asking yourself, if we can manage this boy, orient him, tell him that it's not all about Kudus' name being on the score sheet, then we've got a very, very good and solid team. But in that case, I look at the Black Stars show up in every game. I know two things. If Kudus doesn't score, he gives us an assist for us to win the game. That's why I started by asking you, when was the last time Kudus gave an assist in the Black Stars from open play? I don't remember. I stand to be corrected. I want somebody to remind me of that. I don't think the person will get more than 3. With his quality, he can do far better. So I was very much impressed that I saw that other part of his game, that if the coaches of the Black Stars, my good friend Desmond, and of course Otoado, if they are watching, that is something they can demand from the young man. That is something they can always insist that he does. That is something they can always insist that he does, and does it regularly. So it's up to the technical team, but you need to sit him down, and not only sit him down, but the system. Look at where he plays. He was playing out wide. But of course, it doesn't mean when you are playing in the middle, you should not give assists. You can equally give assists. For Antoine Semenyo, look, I'm waiting for the day that we can bring the best out of this boy. He's been one of our most consistent players in recent times in Europe. And I'm waiting for the day that will bring the best out of him. He's been playing for the Black Stars, but he's not been that dominating. He's not stamped his authority. If you can do this at Anfield against top defenders, get there about 5 to 6 Liverpool players chasing you from the back, some of them in front of you, some behind you, and you show no panic. You believe in your technical ability that I can take this guy on, I can take them on, and you score that beautiful goal. I think that is the goal of the round. That is the goal of the first round of the EPL season. No other goal was more beautiful, was more of a technical ability than his goal. So for me, I'm looking at our coaches. I'm looking at Desmond. What can we do? Semenyo in this Brighton team is starting his movement from the right.
You mean Bournemouth?
Yeah, sorry. In this Bournemouth team, he's starting his movement from the right. When he comes to the Black Stars, Akaya to left, Akaya to striking. What we need to do, look at how they are played at club level. Can we do same? That should be the first thought. Can we do same? If we can do same, do it. If not, because the two teams are different, you should not take him too far away from bringing the best out of him. It should be such that whenever he shows up, we are guaranteed that his best performances, or the system will be such that his best is guaranteed. Don't take too much away from him as an attacking player. No more. Truth be told, Semenyo is yet to set the Black Stars ablaze. He's yet. If you look at him, he's a team player. He does very well for the team, but he's yet to step up as one of our very dependable individual goal-scoring threat in the Black Stars. How many goals has he scored for Ghana? If you look at what he does at club level, look, throughout in the season, in the year, if the Black Stars are playing as many as 8 games, Semenyo, if he doesn't score at all, between three goals and then 3 to 4 assists should not be beyond him. But these are not the figures they are putting together when it comes to the national team. And the coaches of our team will have to look at themselves and say, look, we are not qualifying, we are not going to be at the AFCON, thanks to Keto Kreku and his people who still believe that they deserve another extension with the abysmal, shambolic performances at our national. I said there were 7 to 8 competitions of FIFA and CAF combined this year. We've qualified for only one of them, and they can qualify. These people believe, these football people believe, supported by Honorable Kofi Adams and the government of Ghana, that Keto Kreku should get an extension. I'm football FANDC. Me, my you. No, now you know my you. I'm going football FANDC. Keto Kreku NDC. I hate to say this,
no, but
when
Chris,
it is that obvious.
Chris, hold on. No, Chris, relax. No, Chris, you see, let us stick to the main matter.
They are not more Ghanaian than I am. What have they sat there? You are giving this man $40 million of our money to go and give to Asida Joade Sanga, and you don't show any interest in what he does at the FA. Who does that? Who does that? I'm not against the government of Ghana supporting football in this country. I'm not against that. But when you are bold enough to make sure that the government of Ghana pumps money in that, what Beko, he's not even completed his second term of office. Election will be held in 2027. He's galvanized, he's mobilized people with myopic minds, and he's gotten them to vote an extension. It is not about him, they say, but if you look at the speech, listen to his speech. Everything he said after that endorsement or after that extension, he was thanking them for believing in his leadership. The general secretary went to your brother, Fento Tahiru, on Joy FM on Friday. Simple question. he could not answer. What then to academy? Eleni wa Prosperado, Eleni Timochia, Eleni Koto. He couldn't answer a simple question. It tells you how bad they have performed when it comes to the Ghana football. 7 to 8 tournaments in this year alone. Ghana will only qualify for one of them. That is the Black Queens. And no potential. We placed third and we overly celebrated. No more.
All right, Chris. Thank you. Thank you so much for your comments. I'm sure.
Anyway. I'm a football and NDC. The Honorable Kofi Adams. The way I trusted this man, the way I believed in this man, the way I trusted that somebody who has worked as the spokesperson of the former president, His Excellency, may his soul rest in perfect peace, Terry John Rawlings. The way I trusted Kofi Adams. The day Ketu Kreku put his hand around him and referred to him as his brother, I know we're finished. You've taken the Black Stars to the Unity Cup in UK. No account whatsoever. Raymond, the man fireable. You have dropped the fire on this matter. Oh, Raymond, man fireable. I'll come there one of these days. Bye-bye.
All right, Chris. Thank you for your comment. That was Christopher Nimley, coach and pundit, sharing his thoughts on the opening weekend of the Premier League campaign, and then veering into other unwarranted.
I can understand, coach. You see, later, I can understand it. But you see, some of these matters, he has to take his time. Come on, coach, I can naturally. It is not as if we've dropped the fire on anybody. But there are issues that we have to understand. Okay? There are issues that we'll delve into in the coming weeks. When it's time for Black Stars matters, we'll get into that. And then the good people of Ghana will get to understand a few things. But I think that he should take it easy with the sports minister. Naturally, as sports minister. As for the FA people, you see, there's always one challenge.
What challenge is this?
Football people behaving as if they are an island on their own. That has always been the problem, because the moment government tries anything, FIFA comes in to say, hey, I've banned you.
Sporty FM.
Okay. So, would get to the bottom of all of those things. The things that government has to do to make sure they have a loud voice in the activities of the FA.
Okay.
The government will do. But today we are doing EPL. So, Coach Chris, I'm sure we'll deal with some of these matters behind the scenes.
Okay.
But today is Premier League action that we are focusing on.
All right, 054-257-1061. Your WhatsApp messages are still welcome on the show. I'd love to hear from you. 054-257-1061. This is the Sporty Breakfast on Sporty FM. 054-257-1061, 054-257-1061. Ray, let me go through some of the comments. Let me go through some of the comments here. Okay, Katia Alice comments on Ray. We've moved on. Dino Jr. Yeah, Dada Rich from Ayaifa Specialized. I think he called there. Kofi from Broadcasting says, before the season, I was surprised at pundits and fans who said Man City were out of the title race. The way Pep and Man City will tackle the season will surprise people. One bad season last year, and people have forgotten what they did for 4 straight seasons, okay? They even finished third in a bad season, okay? That's quite interesting. Kofi from Broadcasting... okay, so he disagrees with Chris Nimley on Man City. Okay, all right. Kojo Iniesta from DC says the Chelsea supporters must know cup matches are different from league games, so they should watch out. Okay, whatever that means, only this guy understands. 054-257-1061, 054-257-1061. Ray, in addition, I mean, on the side, there was this issue of Semenyon's episode at Anfield, where he suffered racial abuse at the hands of a Liverpool supporter on the opening day of the Premier League. And I'm sure many people have seen the pictures. There was a gentleman. Whenever I say this, some people say people who misbehave are not gentlemen. So there was a man,
Bushman,
racially abusing Semenyo as he went to effect a throw-in. And then several reactions have come through, right? So the GFA, they put out a statement, right? And they said, let me go through that statement. It was put on X, okay? And they said, we stand firmly with our Black Stars forward Antoine Semenyo following the racial abuse he suffered at Anfield. In the face of provocation, Antoine showed strength, grace, and unity. On the pitch, he scored twice. Off it, he reminded us of what football truly represents: respect, solidarity, and love for the beautiful game. We are proud of you, Antoine. We stand with you. Hashtag no to racism. Hashtag Black Stars. Hashtag GFA. So that's the statement that came in. And then FIFA President Gianni Infantino also spoke. And he said, quote, everyone at FIFA, the players' voice panel, and the entire football community stands firmly with Antoine. We will continue to offer our full support to him, to Bournemouth, the Premier League, and the FA. Strong deterrence must be in place and meaningful action must follow to eliminate racism and discrimination from our game. Okay? And you had more comments. Liverpool captain Virgil van Dijk also condemned the racial abuse aimed at Semenyo and offered support to the striker. CEO of the Premier League, Richard Masters, also added that, quote, no Premier League footballer should ever have to, in their workplace or online, suffer this sort of abuse. It is important that we keep saying that. It is a problem for society. It leaks into football and shouldn't happen in a football stadium. It shouldn't happen online. So, end quote. Let me add that. So those are Richard Masters' comments. And he was speaking with the BBC when he made those comments. Okay, when he made those comments. Let me go through some other messages. Mark from Kwabena says, Arsenal needs a better creator. Odegaard won't take them anywhere. Chelsea will come good. They should look out for us. Gaucho from Tamale says, this season will go down to the tactical genius of the coaches. If your coach is not up there, then forget. As a team, even if you want to sign the very best of players. But you see, Liverpool, we have to sort out our defense, or else that will be our weakest link. However, you can always trust the forwards to produce goals, and with the Swedish international added to the squad, you have to be scared. Okay, I'm sure he's talking about Alexander Isak. Okay, Alexander Isak. I'm sure I don't know how far Liverpool are willing to go with this, but we'll see. Aminu, who's in Kaswa Freetown, says this season the Premier League will be a very tough one, and Liverpool will defend the title. Nana from Kwashiman says, I'm glad Man United fans are seeing the problem with Ugarte. I watched Ugarte and I wasn't impressed. And it also amazed me how fans and people at Man United ignored Enrique's comments on the player. Okay. I'm sure Ugarte does have his plus sides, really. This one says, my problem is Amorim. He should learn to do things according to the players he has. Ugarte should be shipped out. The team doesn't have a goalkeeper. They don't have an 8 or 6. And Šeško shouldn't be best for Mount anymore. I see. And then there's another one. This one says, the coach benched Garnacho for Mount and the team lost the Europa League final. After that, the boy talked. You sacked him saying he wasn't disciplined. Okay, Mr. Ephraim, with that message. Anyway, let's proceed. Let me not get into that. Calvin Owusu-Asah is back. Kelvin, thank you so much for coming back. Your thoughts on the opening weekend of the Premier? I don't know which things caught your attention, so you have a free check to mention all the things that caught your attention over the weekend when the Premier League started.
Well, I think that, yes, I think the opening day caught my attention. It was just brilliant to see. What we witnessed on the opening day was just fantastic. Prime Premier League, football. Liverpool scoring, twice. And then Bournemouth out of nowhere, own Antoine Semenyo, with that sort of resilience. After being treated that way, many players would decide to walk off the pitch. They decide not to play again. They would even cause a stir and all that. But, he kept his cool, he kept his calm, and then he was rewarded, twice. And then, the ultimate Premier League stuff. Chiesa comes onto the pitch out of nowhere. He gets into the penalty area, pinballing inside the goalkeeper's end, and then it drops just on the penalty spot for him, and then he volleys, with ease. And it was just brilliant to see. And many were talking about Mohamed Salah. Why is Salah not going to score? Is he going to struggle this season? Why? What is wrong with it? And out of nowhere, they just kicked the ball in. If that player who came on, he was how do you say, a substitute, and he had come on, he was closer to the ball than Mohamed Salah, but Salah's edge to go fight for that ball was greater than that player, so he quickly ran, and then he got first start to the ball, and then as usual onto his weaker foot, he just had to sweep it home, and Liverpool managed to get the goals. It clearly gives an indication of how weak Liverpool may be defensively, but offensively they're extremely devastating. And many have been raising questions, and me myself asking questions. Ekitike, is he the man that can actually bang in goals to help Mohamed Salah and Liverpool win, as well as Cody Gakpo? And I think that if you look at what he gave, at least he shows glimpses of being a better finisher than Darwin Nunez. So even if Liverpool are not able to get Ishak, what I still think that they would want to try and get that player.
Okay. So you think they'll need one more?
One more. Even if they don't get him, I think that they have an extra man who would give them the goals. But talking about that extra man, it means that he's filling the shoes of Diogo Jota, who is no more. Now you ask yourself, who Darwin Nunez space? Fine, he wasn't scoring, but who is going to fill that space and give you at least a minimum of 15 goals to double up with what Salah and then maybe Cody Gakpo would give, and maybe Alexis McAllister from where he is. Let's not forget, McAllister now plays much more deep. So he's not getting the goals that he used to get, on his, I think his first season, and then during his time at Brighton and Hove Albion. So it's interesting. And Liverpool have lapses in the defense. I don't know whether it's Konate with his over-concentration, or Virgil van Dijk with his indecision when it's a 1v1 situation. There is clearly a loophole on the right-hand side of that defense for Liverpool. Jeremy Frimpong. He may offer lots offensively as an outlet for Salah, giving different dimensions, but defensively, he's going to be, troubled. If Brooks is disturbing you this way, when you meet the likes of Anthony Gordon, then you should start crying. If you meet the likes of Jeremy Doku, then you should start crying, because they would take you on. They will dribble you without pace, without strength. Then that is going to be a loose end. And just as he's giving offensive touch on the other side, Kekes also gives that defensive touch, but not the offensive, product to help Liverpool score. So I was very much happy, and I think Andoni Iraola is also one of the managers who's actually set up a very good team. Notwithstanding, he really has a very good team. I was quite surprised. They still have a number of injuries.
Yeah,
their first team players are injured. Sinistera and the likes, they are still not available for them. But they managed to put together a very solid performance. It only took, a brilliance in the ingenuity of Chiesa to score that goal, and then Mohamed Salah to finish that off to give Liverpool that 4-2 win. But just like I say, the mark of champions. We said the same thing about Liverpool last season when they started winning games late, they weren't exciting, but they were just stealing the point. They were picking up the point, and eventually they won the season, because that is all you need. You just need 3 points. It's the reason why I don't care about Arsenal getting 39% possession or 31% possession and getting a result. Because at the end of the day, it's the 3 points that matters most. All you need to do is to be more clinical and convert lots more chances, so your goals will appreciate. Because you have 3 points, and Manchester City have 4 goals. They are top of the table. So you need to be scoring a lot more. So I think that Liverpool game gives lots and lows. For Arsenal, Manchester United, they will continue to behave like that. United, so they would lose 1, draw 1, win 1, lose 1, draw 1, win 1.
Like
yeah,
that,
so the only takeaway from that game for me is a manager calls for a striker. He's been given a striker. You go into a game against Arsenal, a team that has one of the best defenses in the league in the past 2 seasons. Gabriel, Saliba, Calafiori, Ben White, and then now Zubimendi as a screen. And you don't want to play a striker. And then you are playing with 3-back system, wing backs, limiting Brian Mbuemo.
Sporty FM.
And Cunha playing as a false nine when you have a striker on the bench. I was quite surprised. And even when he came on for 20 minutes, what is the greatest asset for Šeško? His height. But how many deliveries? It was only one long ball that was sent to him, which he managed to hold that play and invite, was it Ugarte?
It was Ugarte,
and Ugarte who hit it wide.
The shot, yeah.
So clearly, I just don't know. Some of these managers, there are times they behave some way. But you saw Anslot in Liverpool.
I don't know.
I have bought players. I am letting them play. Because I bought them for a specific reason.
Yeah.
Chelsea played Joao Pedro. Unfortunately, yes, they played against a more difficult team in Oliver Glasner's Crystal Palace. You know, that team has been well set. If you are facing Guehi and then Lacroix, it's tough.
Yeah. Lacroix had a good game.
It's tough. It's tough to get past them. You know, and in their last 10 games, I think they haven't lost, or the last 7 games that they've played in all competitions. It's been difficult for teams to break through them easily. You may score, but once you score, they will also score. So for those managers, they played their players. Look at Pep Guardiola. Tijani Reynolds was there.
Oh, the signing.
Yes. You know,
some of them were on.
Exactly. Nico Gonzalez.
He played who he had to play.
Did you see Nico Gonzalez? Ed Nuri. He played against his former team, and you could clearly see he knew and understood how he was going to stop the other players. And it just ensured that the result, you know, came their way. Arsenal played with Gyökeres. They fed him with the ball, disappointing touches and all that, indecision. I'm sure now he will tell himself, come on, the Premier League is not as easy as I thought. But at least you could see the clear intent that Odegaard wanted to play through him. But for Manchester United, you put a player on the bench, you bring him on, and then we are not seeing anything. So it's me, that manager, just like how I have said, the earlier the better. He and Arteta this week, they may be the first managers to see the exit. Hopefully, maybe after Kate Andrews of Brentford.
the assistant who's been elevated. Michael Asaribwedu is joining us. Michael, good morning. How are you doing?
Good morning, guys. I'm good.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for joining us. Before we get into your thoughts on the games themselves, can you just give me an idea of how the city of Kumasi reacted to the return of Premier League football? I know the city is big on sport. They have lots of huge fans there. What was it like in Kumasi, you know, with the Premier League back and all of that? What kinds of conversations were people having all through the weekend?
Well, basically, it was about the start of the campaign and how their favorite clubs were settling. Let's take, for instance, the Manchester United fans. They were more positive about their chances, thinking that they had bolstered their attack. You look at the acquisitions of Cunha, Mbeumo, and also Šeško. They believed that it was a major upgrade if you compare to last season, when they had the likes of Zegzi, Højlund, who did not even produce a combined 10 goals. So they were very positive. And for the Chelsea fans, it was much more about the bragging rights. They felt they were the world champions, and as such, they would just waltz through this Premier League campaign and dominate. And so most of the fans were expectant of seeing their teams turn out differently, positive performances, and see what they can do. But I think the more positive ones have to do with the Liverpool fans. For City, I don't think they have fans, so I can't really talk about them and how their fans were expecting them to turn out. But I think it was mostly about Liverpool, and all because they played on Friday, they won. So they were very positive about the new season. And then the rest have to settle in and just expect how their teams will turn out. So I would say it was mixed, judging by how they expected their teams to play, and then also in the aftermath of their teams playing and the results that they were able to churn out. It was quite good.
All right. Let me take your thoughts on the games. There's one game left. Everton, I think Everton are playing Leeds United. But what for you were the biggest stories from the weekend? Personally, what stood out for you and what caught your attention?
Well, I think they already established order, demonstrated why they have to be considered as the pundits or the rankers' favorite for the season, and that is in Manchester City and Liverpool. In recent past, I don't think no teams have dominated the Premier League like they have. City are far above Liverpool, but if you're looking for the team that is closest to Liverpool, then you have to look at the closest to Man City, then you have to look at Liverpool. So the two teams, and it was telling with how they played their first games, respectively. Liverpool won against Bournemouth by 4-2, although they showed some defensive frailties and all that. But I think the ultimate gauntlet was laid down, and it speaks to the fact that they still have quality. They have arguably one of the best goal poachers in the top 5 European leagues, in Mo Salah, and he demonstrated why he's still somebody they can rely on to produce quality for them when needed. Again, for Manchester City, they have the leader forward in the Premier League as it stands now in Erling Haaland. And it was not surprising that on the opening day, he demonstrated that if people wrote him off because of last season, he's still here to prove a point. So I think Liverpool and Man City have already set themselves apart from the chasing pack. And then for Arsenal, there were some few notes I picked about them. I've seen and then I've heard people speak about the fact that it wasn't an utterly dominant performance from the Arsenal team. But I think it was a performance that demanded that they need to go to Old Trafford and get a result, keep a clean sheet. I think they were more focused on being defensively resolute, making sure they control how Manchester United played the game and not necessarily control in terms of possession. And to me, it was very effective. It was not Arsenal at their best because I still think they have issues to sort out in their team. One area I think that they'll really struggle before they find that level of consistent performance will be their midfield. The absence of Thomas Partey will gravely affect them. That is how I see things. Zubimendi is brilliant. I won't take anything away from him. But the point remains that he's new in the league. There is a period of adaptation and mutation. He needs to settle and then play to the tempo and the demands of the Premier League. As it stands now, he hasn't gotten to terms with that yet. And then if you take him out, it looks like the only controller in that team would be perhaps Declan Rice. But it looks like Arteta wants to use him differently in this Arsenal side. So I think Arsenal's defense will be an issue for them in the early stages of this season. It will take them some time before they settle and play their game. In defense, they are solid. In attack, they'll still need to find a perfect combination. Yesterday, I saw glimpses of brilliance from Bukayo Saka, but as a collective, you could not really see what they wanted to do. There was that lack of cohesion, that lack of understanding and chemistry. It looked like every attacker wanted to work on his own. And I will say this. I prefer Noni Madueke starting rather than Martinelli. I like Martinelli and what he does, especially without the ball. His contribution to Arsenal's defensive actions. But the point is that he's primarily an attacker and has been put in the team to create chances or score goals. His contribution to Arsenal's attack yesterday was close to zero. Basically, you can't point to one thing that he did right attacking wise. And it would affect Gyökeres because he feeds on supplies. If the supplies are not coming from Saka, if they are not coming from Martinelli, then we will not see the Gyökeres that we saw at Sporting CP. I understand the argument that it's a different league, different standard. The Portuguese league, relatively compared to the Premier League, is easier. So players can go in there and excel. But in the Premier League, if you get a supplies, you'll get the goals. Then I don't think someone like Martinelli provides you that kind of supply. Saka, he will get you the supplies, but it can't be him alone. So Arteta will need to find that combination that works in his front line. If it's going to be Gyökeres, then it should be players who are compatible to how Gyökeres wants to play, so he brings out the best of him. Because you can't spend in excess of 60 million euros on a player and then you can't play to his strength. It is befuddling. So they will need to sort this out. That is one issue I've seen. So the midfield, the attack, these are the issues Arsenal need to work it out. But even before they do that, they are still getting results. And trust me, Manchester United played very well yesterday. It was an improved United performance, although there are underlying features about their team that did them bad last season, which is still rearing its head in this campaign, although it's too early. Goalkeeping errors. United made like 11 errors that led to goals last season, and a chunk of them, let's say 80% of them, were from goalkeeping errors. And they've just started the season. One game, one goal conceded, and it's from a goalkeeping error. So that hasn't been addressed yet. But overall, I think it was an improved Manchester United performance, and they were just not lucky that they couldn't get a goal. But that aside, Arsenal played an effective game, albeit they still need to sort out issues in their team. For Chelsea, trust me, people are underrating Crystal Palace, and I don't know why. There's a team that beat Man City to win the FA Cup. Not just that, just last 2 weeks, we saw them do to Liverpool. They showed their resilience. 2 times they had to claw back from a deficit to level affairs, then go to the penalty shootout, demonstrate character, and win against Liverpool. I should tell you something. Oliver Glasner's team, albeit they don't have a deep squad, have a solid first 11 who can trouble any opponent. And it's the early stages of the campaign where you don't have to grapple with issues like fatigue. You don't have to grapple with issues like accumulation of cash, so players would have to sit out, suspension and all that. You have your first team starting and they are fresh and ready to go. They've had the benefit of going through a consistent period of pre-season weeks, like 4 weeks, 5 weeks, uninterrupted. Chelsea just returned after winning the Club World Cup. So in terms of the physical conditions, Palace will be up there and Chelsea will still need to catch up. So I expected it was going to be a very physically demanding game for Chelsea, and I doubted if they were going to match that up. If people thought Chelsea were going to have a walk in the park just by beating Leverkusen and AC Milan, then I know they were making a mistake. Chelsea will struggle in these early stages of the season. They will grind results, but I expect them to get to their top shape maybe in the middle stages of their campaign. And that's how come when I was doing the predictions for teams to win, I did not put Chelsea there because I knew it was going to be difficult from the start. Palace have everything, and they have a delightful attack, and they play seamlessly. Ismail Assar, Eberechi Eze, and then Jean-Philippe Mateta. They understand each other. So even without necessarily shouting or communicating verbally, their body actions and everything, it works together, and it is bringing the best out of the team. And I think we've been sleeping on Adam Wharton for quite some time. If you are looking for one of the best ball-playing midfielders, players who are progressive and then positive-minded, I think he should be rated in the top 5 in the Premier League. He handles the ball well, and then he's always looking out for a pass that will split open defenses. You would have to give it to Palace. They really played the game, and then it would have been unfair if they ended the game without a point. They were deserving of it, but all the same, Chelsea were disappointing. They need to pick up in terms of their performance, and the glaring issue is that Chelsea will need a central defender cut in the mode of Levi Colwill in his absence. They were struggling. The free kick that led to Palace scoring that goal that was eventually disallowed was from a Josh Echampon mistake. Build up. He wanted to pass from the back. He missed his pass. It led to a Crystal Palace counter-attack, and Chelsea had to consider free kick. These are issues that will need to be sorted. But I think there was a good performance from Palace and a disappointing performance from Chelsea. The last one will be Manchester City. I think that people were given a glimpse of how brilliant City will be. Someone would just say it's just Wolves. No, it is not just Wolves. And I understand the point that has been made earlier about Omar Mamouche not starting. It gives credence to the fact that Pep has a deep squad, and he will approach each game as and when. So it will be about the best style that is suitable to the opponent. So we won't see a typical Manchester City team that will play with one style. They would have dynamism around them. They will be dynamic. And that is something I feel will be the trump card for Man City. You can't make them out. Each opponent will come with a different approach. The playing style will definitely be different, possessive, dominant, short passing game. But the fact remains that how Pep Guardiola will set up and the kind of players he will use will mostly be informed by the kind of opponents that he's going to face, and then the approach that he wants to adopt. And that is what we are going to see from them. They have a lot of options. Oscar Bob will provide wing options. If he's not going to do that, there will be Savinho to do that for Manchester City. On the left, there is Jeremy Doku, and don't forget, Mamouche can also play from there. But even if it's not just him, there are other players who can fill in that void. We've not still seen Phil Foden at his best. We've not seen players like Rodri slot in, but they have a midfield that can hold on to possession. And there was a reason I mentioned Tijani Reinders as the most important player for Man City this season. He can do what De Bruyne does, and he can also do what someone like Ilkay Gundogan in his prime did. And to me, he offers City variety. Can play as a single pivot in a number 6, and can play in a double pivot as a number 8. It gives you defensive contributions, but most importantly, it gives you offensive contributions. And to me, I think that with the kind of squad that City has, no other Premier League team can match up to them. And that is why I think with the materials available at Pep's disposal, their win against Wolves was just an indication or an introduction that they are into this season to dominate. And I think that they just demonstrated that they are the topmost favorite to win the Premier League this campaign, although it's early days.
Well, I mean, you're right. I guess when everything settles, it will be early days. In your estimation, when should opinion start crystallizing in terms of the league? 5 games, 8 games, 10 games?
I think with the way this season has been fashioned out and the kind of competition that will be offered, maybe we can look beyond the 8 games. After that, then the dust will settle and we'll get to know which teams are actually serious title contenders, because Spurs give me those vibes that they are in to enjoy a great start to the campaign. But then it is Spurs, and they have issues on their own. Richarlison scored 2 goals on the opening day, but the point is you can't trust him to do that in a 38 match day Premier League campaign. So he will eventually fade off. Then Solanke will come in when he fully recovers from the injury that affected his preseason. Solanke is not your go-to guy for consistent number of goals. And I saw comparisons of Richarlison Kudus being made to the likes of Harry Kane and then Son Heung-min. They are very different. It just worked for the opening day, but how consistent can they be? There are a lot of questions that are not yet answered. How will Chelsea bounce back from the early day disappointment? These are questions. Liverpool and their defensive issues, especially at their lateral positions. I said this prior to the start of their game against Bournemouth, that they have ultra-offensive-minded lateral backs. Milos Kerkesh wants to push forward. Jeremy Frimpong wants to push forward. And they will leave holes. So when it is that in a fast transition or a counter-attacking laden Premier League, how would they cope when they lose the ball? And that would have to come from their midfield. So I find it very worrying that Liverpool did not really go out into the market to get an out-and-out defensive-minded midfielder, someone who is a primary ball winner. They did not get someone like that. And all their midfielders now looks like they are midfielders whose strength comes to bear when they have possession of the ball. Without the ball, Liverpool will be prone to counter-attacks and they will likely concede. Look at the second goal that Semenyo scored. It was through a fast break. Even the first goal, similar circumstances. So I think Liverpool have a decent attack. They have a decent team, a very good attack. But in midfield, they will likely leave holes for opponents to exploit, and they will work against them. So these are issues that we need to be eye on that. And I believe that after match day 8, then we are likely to see that this will likely be a season-long problem that this side will have to grapple with. And will they be able to overcome it? No or yes. And so these are some of the issues we need to address. But as it stands now, let's say it is bright, It is a bright start for Man City. It's a bright start for Liverpool. It's a bright start for Spurs. But we have not seen the credible challengers yet. But still, my favorite remains Manchester City, no matter what happens.
Okay, it's match day 1 of 38. Let's see what the other match days will give us. 054-257-1061, 054-257-1061. This is still the Sporty Breakfast. You can send me your comments on the number 054-257-1061. Kelvin, you want to pass a final comment before we move on?
I don't know West Ham United. If they know what is good for them, that manager must leave.
They should get rid of Graham Potter.
He's clearly shows signs of no progress with the team. It's not like the West Ham players are bad. Are they that terrible?
Well, West Ham, who have they lost? They've only lost Kudus, I think. Yes. And they let Antonio go. That was not.
And surprising. That is why I'm saying the manager should go. These were the same players, David Moyes worked with. Yeah. It wasn't like Moyes was doing extremely bad with them when they got him sacked. This was a man that he had won the Europa League.
They won the Conference League.
The Conference League, sorry. Yes. And then, Declan Rice just made the move to Arsenal and maybe a couple of... But almost all the integral members, the key men, were there. Maybe Antonio for his injury and then his absence last season. But you look at the West Ham team, and they are not too far from doing good. But Graham Potter seems there is something wrong. I don't know whether he has to go back to maybe the Championship and bring a team back from the Championship. The Premier League seems to be doing him worse after his Chelsea move from Brighton.
I remember when West Ham made the appointment.
Yeah,
there was a West Ham fan who tweeted that we will live to regret this decision of letting David Moyes go. And less than 2 years later, here they are, not knowing where to go with this squad. Because, I remember when the management of West Ham decided to move on from Moyes to Potter, the overall explanation, all the long things they wrote, the summary was that they wanted, quote-unquote, beautiful football.
Are they seeing beautiful football? This one, they can't even survive in the Championship if they play like this.
This is so poor.
And that is why a Championship side show them what they are capable of. And it's not like, just look at the West Ham team. Hermansen is imposed. Fine,
yes,
forget
they
about
got him from Leicester.
Jean-Claire Todibo, Maximiliano Kilman, Naive Agued, Malik Diop on the left-hand side. They brought him in this season.
Yeah.
James Ward-Prowse, Aaron Wan-Bissaka, Guido Rodriguez, Lucas Paqueta, Jared Bowen, Nicholas Fulcrook. Come on.
This is a good team. This team should do mid-table.
I don't get it all. And see, on the bench, Alfonso Ariola, Kyle Walker-Peters, Konstantinos Mavropanos, Edson Alvarez, Thomas Suchek, Andy Evan, Callum Wilson.
This team.
This
team should be able to finish 10th, 11th, 12th, 13th without a sweat.
They should be in the top 8.
This team can make top 8 with proper coaching. This team can make top
exactly
8.
And that gives that is why I always say Nuno Espirito Santo is doing something phenomenal, and Oliver Glasner. There are times I always say it's about coaching. It is
simple, basic coaching.
It's about coaching. Look at all these players. Wasn't it Paqueta who nearly made a move to Manchester City? Aguerd isn't bad. Aaron Wan-Bissaka last season with his performance for a player,
very good team.
Exactly.
This collection is really good.
Wan-Bissaka isn't bad. He's better than some of the right backs we see.
Yeah. This collection is really good.
Malik Diop is Kilman. Look at James Ward-Prowse.
Suche.
He's not
Paqueta.
You get it. Callum Wilson. Fulcrum. You have Edson Alvarez.
This squad can make top 10.
And I just look at the coach and I'm like, come on, Graham Potter is doing terrible. The way and manner in which they lost to Sunderland, and Reggie Lebris was just smiling on the time. He did that without a sweat because he allowed his team to have that fluid flow. Just leave Granit.
2 of the 3 goals were carbon copies. Cross and head.
Pure British football. He's not doing, something extraordinary because he looks at the materials he has and he's working with them to suit his game plan. Chaka just stays in the midfield, just control the game for me. And then you have Simon Adingra on the left-hand side. They have, Talbi on the right-hand side. And then Mayenda, who scored the first goal, leading the attack. And look at look at the inputs they've made. Real Nildo, with his experience from Atletico Madrid. Granit Xhaka. Then they have Simon Adingra. Just look at these players. Taibi, it got to a point. Their own striker that they brought from what is it, the Champions? I've forgotten is the one who got the third goal. It was some goal you wouldn't. Isidore.
Yeah, it was a goal on the break. They scored. He
just picked it up and then looked at the far post and then he slotted. And I think that the earlier the better. West Ham quickly look at this before they get relegated, because I don't see any signs of progress, coming in the next 2, 3, 4, 5 games. And in the Premier League, if you start on that poor note, it can quickly demoralize you, and you won't be able to pick up. Let's not forget the other teams are picking up. Look at how Nottingham Forest won their game.
3-1, simple.
And they are still yet to feature James Wakati, and then what's this guy there? This new guy that they've Omari Hutchinson.
Hutchinson, yeah.
They are still, yet to introduce these guys. So when these guys are picking up, even Sunderland, if Sunderland has beaten you, then which team are you going to beat again in the Premier League this season? Maybe you meet Burnley and then maybe you wipe them out.
Well, West Ham, Michael, you wanted to make a point before I ran through West Ham's next games.
I think the issue with West Ham had to do with, you see, when they won the Conference League with David Moyes, they had wanted to change their sporting direction.
Yeah.
And so they decided to promote Mark Noble. He had then retired to a sporting director. And then they brought on board Tim Steidten to come and streamline affairs. Now, the signings of Steidten did not conflicted with how David Moyes wanted to play.
Yeah.
And there were questions that were being asked as to, was the club taking a new direction, and as such, will it affect David Moyes? Eventually, David Moyes had to leave. That was when they brought in Julen Lopetegui, that they wanted to play a different brand of football and go that direction. So I think they are paying for the sins of Tim Steidten when he failed to get the club on board to do what it's supposed to do. I think they should have followed through with the experience of Moyes, built the team to a certain stage before they think about doing such stuff. But I think they were carried away with the win of the Conference League, and it affected some of the decisions they took. So they've been forced to recruit certain players who do not really suit how West Ham would want to play.
Exactly.
And it's affected any coach that comes on board, because Lopetegui inherited a squad that were not really inclined to the kind of play he wanted to, and it affected them. He was forced to bring on board a couple of midfielders eventually. They've had to offload some and send some on loan. And then with Graham Potter, for instance, also and he wants to do things differently. And this is the challenge that they are having to encounter, because at times you don't need to just play a beautiful brand of football. You just need a manager with experience who will stabilize things. It's similar to how Nottingham Forest was being run. You remember, at one point in time, they signed over 20 players in a transfer window. But when they got a manager with experience in the league, like Nuno Espirito Santo, we can see that he's working with a lean squad, but he's still getting the results. It is his experience that is coming to bear. So they don't need to play a certain brand of football so that the team will play delightfully. But they need to just win, prioritize winning, prioritize understanding the Premier League culture, and then doing what you are supposed to do. And that is something that West Ham will need to return to. They are trying to work things out. Tim Steidten has left. Mark Noble is still there. But I still think they need that experienced head within that structure. If it will not be an experienced technical director, then they will need an experienced coach to come and then make sure things are a bit stable, and then they can look at the long term from there.
Well, for West Ham, their next set of games, they host Chelsea on Friday night, 22nd. Then they take on Nottingham Forest on the 31st of August, away from home. In September, they have 3 games. They host Spurs, host Palace, and then they go to Everton. Will I be surprised if they don't win any of these games? No. No. Not with what we saw over the weekend. And the challenge I have, and I think it looks like you look at this crop of players, and Potter definitely would want them to play in a way that won't maximize their strengths. Look, Calvin, if you run through the squad, you can tell that these are players who cannot play Potter ball. Knowing Potter ball for what it is, these guys can't play Potter ball.
So why do you sign a manager who can't use
Alvarez,
the kind of players?
Suchek, Ward-Prowse, Wan-Bissaka, Max Kilman. This collection will not play 20-30 passes.
At Potter, he was given players who could play his style at Chelsea. He still couldn't do it.
The point I'm making is that
this is a Sam Allardyce kind of.
This is a Sam Allardyce team. This is a David Moyes team. This is the only stylish player or the player with a little flair to his game is Lucas Paquetá. But even that Paquetá is a hard worker if you like.
Oh yeah.
So this team clearly needs Sean Dyche. They quickly need Sean Dyche. Michael, I mean, this team, the profile of this team fits Sean Dyche. This will work perfectly with Sean Dyche.
He will also come and collapse it. He had similar players. He had similar players at Everton.
He destroyed everything.
Oh, come on.
Are you saying that the game has left some managers?
Some of the managers, the game has left them. Maybe they should go and play in the championship and fight for it.
Southgate is still unemployed, right?
Southgate.
Yeah.
Southgate can do a job with these boys.
Do you think
which one he will go to?
Do you think he likes the rough and tumble of the? Do you think he likes it?
So he's retired from coaching.
I don't know, but I'm just saying that when I look at Southgate,
for Man United.
Yes, you sack Amorim and then who comes?
You sack Arsenal.
I'm saying that when you look at the rough and tumble nature of club football and the pressure, I don't think Southgate has what it takes to handle that. The England, he liked, you see, the calmness around national team football, Southgate liked it. Now Man United, where even what you eat is scrutinized. But anyway, look, West Ham, they need to be very careful because it could turn out to be a very long season. And the sad part is that some of their players will stand out, like the new left back they have. What's his name? The Senegalese player.
Malik. Yeah.
Malik
Diouf.
Look, if that guy keeps playing the way he's playing, I don't think he'll stay at West Ham for 2 seasons. So that means that their best players will keep getting plucked. And now they'll have a problem with getting a stable team together. It's just, as Michael said, it's just after winning the Conference League, I don't know whether they got overexcited, but all of a sudden they are in a maze and they don't know where to go with their team. This squad, they need to think of something better to do. 9:23. You can still send in your comments 054-257-1061. A quick detour to the other leagues. Over the weekend in Spain, Barcelona started off with a 3-0 win. The Atletico Madrid, they lost. Guys, they lost, right? They lost 2-1.
Yeah. That's why you beat them 2-1.
Because they were up and then Espanyol managed to turn it around.
2-1.
They lost 2-1. That's not the way to start the season, Mr. Simeone. Barca won. Real Madrid are playing tonight.
No, tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
Yeah.
Okay. Real Madrid are playing tomorrow. And then if you go to Germany, the Super Cup, Bayern Munich won that. They had some Pokal games as well.
Yeah.
And if you go to France, Ligue 1 started. PSG, their first 5 games will be like pre-season for them before they get warmed up to now score 4, 5, and 6. Marseille lost 1-0, and it was a bit of a stunning result there. AG Auxerre won, but the result of the weekend was that game between Brest and Lille, where it ended 3-3. Lille led 2-0 at the point. Olivier Giroud scored first. Lille scored a second. It was 2-1. Then I think it became 2-2. Then Lille went 3-2 ahead and they couldn't hold it. They conceded 1 more goal. So it ended 3-3. Very disappointing start. Monaco started well. They won their game by 3-1 at the start. Louis, very happy. Paul Pogba was in the stands watching on. So gradually, they are also trying to ask a few questions there. So Ligue 1 started. It will take a while before it takes shape. Paris FC lost their first game back after 42 or 46 years. I can't seem to remember. So that's the story of the French Ligue 1.
But you know, you look at the Monaco team and Trust me, it's not. It's a good squad. It's not a bad team at all. It's a very good. It's a very good team. At least an okay team. The likes of Dennis Zakaria, Eric Dyer scored.
Eric Dyer scored. Zakaria had 2 assists.
Exactly. And you have
Ansu Fati.
Ansu Fati and the likes. Alexander Golovin. You remember Russia 2018 caused a lot of trouble. Takumi Minamino and then
Mika
Biereth.
Yes, from Denmark.
Exactly.
It will take Pogba, I think, about a month to 6 weeks.
Yeah, and when he gets when he manages to get into this team, I think they're going to come good. They're going to come better than what we saw of them over the weekend. At least let's see whether someone can potentially give PSG a fight or a chase for the title. I don't see them to be too much ready to fight them, but anything at all could happen. At least to push them, much more than last season when they won the league with so many games to spare.
Really. So we'll see. So Liga, Ray.
But with Monaco, there's a little matter of Ghanaian interest there.
Mo Salisu hasn't played in a while.
Yeah, and he didn't even make the bench.
Yeah.
Mo Salisu hasn't.
He didn't even make the bench.
Yeah.
There's huge concern.
Mo Salisu hasn't played in a while, and it's a huge concern.
And it's not like he's been listed on the injury list. So he's not there. So look, you ask yourself why is it happening?
Look, I'll tell you what. Yeah. If you go back to the last time Mo Salisu played, right? I'm just going through his run at Monaco. He's struggled to get into the team. He wasn't in the squad over the weekend. When they played their friendly with Inter Milan, he was on the bench. When they played their friendly against Ajax, he was not in the squad. When they played Torino, he got 12 minutes. The 2 previous preseason games, he was on the bench. Against Coventry, played 90 minutes. Against Cercle Bruges, played 46 minutes. And the story of being on the bench and not in the squad has been there for a while. If you go back, even April, as far back as April, March, and things, he wasn't getting minutes. His last proper 90 minutes was against Benfica in the Champions League. He played 90 minutes. They lost that game at home. And ever since then, he hasn't played enough games for Monaco. So it's something we need to pay attention to. Mo Salisu's run at Monaco is not looking good at all. And he's not too active, but when he comes to the national team, he plays. He played 90 minutes against Madagascar, played 80 minutes against Chad.
Yeah, I think that Monaco have a few options in there. See Christian Mawisa coming in for him. There's Wilfred Singo as well. So all these players look like options for the coach ahead of Salisu.
Even Telo Kara is on the bench.
It's becoming a bit of a challenge.
Wilfred Singo. Eric Dyer, Wilfred Singo. All of these guys are on the bench.
And Christian Mawisa, who played this weekend. So he must be worried. I think he should be worried. Maybe there's a move on the cards. Possibly to take.
Really?
Yeah, maybe there's a move on the cards for him, because if he's not getting in there, and we all know he hasn't been the most, the strongest of defenders for the Black Stars. Salisu playing for the Stars hasn't covered himself in glory. That is another challenge there. And so if he's not in the best of shapes, you again question what he's definitely going to give the Black Stars when he comes in, because it's not as if, there are players who may not be very consistent at their club side, but when they come to the national team, he's going to give his 100%, or he's going to give his best, or he's going to bring his A game. But a player like Salisu playing for the Stars, I don't know if Kelvin has seen him, play some fantastic games in the past, but I haven't seen Salisu deliver for the Stars like we saw.
I think Salisu's start was good, and then it started to go a little downhill.
No, in terms of his national team performance, we've seen Jiku, we've seen Amati and the likes. I do not think that ever since he started playing for the Stars, he's been that dominant. Kelvin can correct me if I'm wrong, but we've not seen Salisu at his best for the Stars.
I think he had the first game he played, yes, but since then I haven't been convinced. Yeah. He looks more like someone over elaboration and overconfident. And I'm not sure he's up there yet for him to start thinking that way. And Whether fortunately or unfortunately for him and unfortunately for us, Abdul Moment hasn't had great times with him. So it gives him as, our best available option every single time to play. But I think it should be near. It could be near for him. You never know. At one point, you may think you are top of the table, but it can only take one game, and then you are off. If you are off the Black Stars radar too, then, questions starts coming up. How would you pick up the pieces? Go and ask Abdul Salih Samuel. Look at where he's hovering now.
It's gone to Nice.
You get it. So I don't know what is exactly wrong. Hopefully, the GFA, this is where I think that the interest should come in. If they deem him as an integral part of the team, this is where they actually need to focus on him and start, giving him prime attention together with some of the other notables. Now, kudos is at Spurs. Antoine Semenyo, just this morning, you are hearing that Bournemouth are struggling, even though he's extended his deal by a year, because Arsenal are trying to get him, all because they did not get Eberechi Eze. It should be of prime interest for the national team or the GFA, or national team department and the technical team to keep an eye on these players and then get to know their progress every now and then. I think just before the last games we played, Steven Appiah and then the coach, Otoado himself, as well as Keto Kreku, made trips to go at least speak to these boys, get to know how they are doing, and at least to offer some bit of support. Hopefully they get to Salisu and let us know, or at least help him pick up the pieces, because many a time some of our best players struggle at club side, and in turn it starts affecting us.
Yeah, that's true. 9:32. You can send in your comments 054-257-1061. 054-257-1061. This is the Sporty Breakfast. You can send in your comments. It's 9:33. We are switching tracks to talk about the Homowo Cup. Yesterday was between Accra Hearts of Oak and Pando Hearts of Lions. And Hearts of Oak won that game by 2-0. 2-0. Didi Dramani winning his first trophy, although, you can call it a friendly, and although it was maybe unofficial if you like. But Hearts of Oak beating Hearts of Lions by 2-0. Abigail Senasusu was there, and let me just get her thoughts on what she witnessed. Abigail, good morning. How are you doing?
Good morning, Nathan. I'm well.
Wonderful. How did it go? Hearts of Oak 2, Pando Hearts of Lions 0. Let's talk about the performance of the two teams in relation to what we are expecting from them at the start of the new season. Let's start off with Hearts of Oak. What did you make of what you saw? Didi Dramani getting a win, winning a trophy. How are they looking ahead of the new season, or how did they look in the game in relation to what we are expecting to see from them in September when the league starts?
Well, I think that they didn't look bad from where I stood and what we saw last season. I think Hearts of Oak are onto something good. And they did step out well. And if it were against the Division 1 side, or maybe a French side, I would have said, okay, then maybe they had strength or they were just ahead of them. But this is a colleague Premier League side who also finished top 4, so you could see that the quality was there. And for Lions, no major changes. Nothing has really happened to that squad. Nanopong has just left for Summertex, and none of their guys sits in Cambodia. So those are the two
Cambodia
major changes that have really happened to Lions. So they have the core of their team. Manager intact. It's Hearts of Oak that have changed managers. But I feel that we are getting to see the handwriting of Didi Dramani on that team, and it's good to see Daite back there with the fitness. It showed I told him at the end of the game that, okay, I'm beginning to see what you do, because I've seen it with the Queens, and it is translating into the energies they've showed up, because we watched them play against Karila last season, and it was literally a put-off. But it was a gamble as well for Masudi Dramani to have thrown in 4 of the new boys. Is telling you that clearly he's doing something good with them. One got the first goal, Frank Duku from Vision FC, and he is also in their fold now. And I think that he brought some bite up front. See, I was asking you the last time there was a typical number 9 in that House of Oak fold. We've not really seen that, but he offered something good. If it's not going to flatter to deceive, I asked that question on social media after the game. Height check, presence check, ability check. Like, for a first timer in that House of Oak jersey, a first game, it was a big deal, because you talk to some of their old players and they tell you that when you wear it and it picks, that's it. If it doesn't pick, that's it. But I feel that he carried himself well, especially up front, trying to liaise with Ali Mohammed, Hamza, and the likes. It was good to see that he scored on the day as well. And there's this little guy, 19 years old, George, for Accra Lions. Okay. I am happy that some of these talents didn't just go back to Division 1 and will not see them again. Some have gone to Diana Stars and the likes. But for George to make this bold statement in that Heart of Oak midfield, clearly Didi Dramani is working. And those sides, those 4 players that started, did well. And Heart of Oak have started again getting their defense right. Because there's another guy from Vision FC. He also is a central defender, Ali Mohammed. He assisted the first goal, central defender. And there's Baba Adamu. I don't know if you remember him. This very tall defender from Golden Cake.
Yeah, I think I do.
He's also a central defender.
I think I saw him in the final.
Yes. He has also joined Heart of Oak.
Oh, I see.
He looked more settled. You could see the maturity in there together with Osesibe. That back 3 helped Masudi Dramani. But you ask yourself that if you get sides that are free scoring, will Frank Duku be able to stand the test of time to give you all those goals to complement Hamza and Mauluwayo and then Raphael when they are in good shape or have good games? So all in all, Didi Dramani said yes, he had to gamble, and then he didn't even think about the fact that they will fail or not. He was looking at the number of minutes they could last, because they have started with low-profile games, and that is very typical with every team going through preseason. You just don't jump to high-profile games. So he thought they would have gotten some mid-profile games before this comes in, but he was impressed that some that he thought could last for just 60 minutes lasted the whole duration of the game. Of course, Benjamin Asare, you know. Antics, the saves, you know, it's still there, clearly showing that they are in a good shape. From what I saw, and it was evident from a lot of my colleagues at that media standard, if this is how Heart of Oak we're going to play throughout the season and maybe gets better, it's looking good. The energies were there positively. I think that they showed up and did what Didi Dramani wanted of them. Not take anything away from Lions. Like I said, they have the core of their team. Danso was in there. You have Aban in there still marshalling that defense for Lions, and that local Black Stars captain and all of that. But they just didn't have a good day. They started all of that energy and then they fizzle out when Heart of Oak decide to play and throw them on the flanks. Then they just missing in thin air. So it was a bad day for Lions as well. Bashir Ford will not even speak after the game because he knows that there's a lot of work he has to do if these new players from different clubs are the ones giving all of this problem. Remember, Vision, they didn't do bad themselves, especially in the second round. So for some of their players to be this comfortable in different clubs, and means that the quality is just there. So I think we're in for a good season. Maybe Lions will now look at getting some men up front, and they're already doing that. I've said they've signed one Liberian or so. We'll get to hear of him pretty soon as well. So they are doing what they have to do. And for Ghanaian and Lions, then they are saying that this is part of preseason. So they are allowed to make all of these mistakes. The good thing again is in less than 3 days they'll be in the top 4. So as another opportunity for them to get things right. For me, I want to see Hearts of Oak play the top 4. If they could play this way or better, then I can say that, okay, and they are on the right track and get ready for the season. But I think for the two sides, they showed up, they did what they had to do best, and Hearts of Oak just took advantage of, because the second goal like this, it was a counter, it was a mistake. And then, of course, Hamza, knowing him for all he's done for Hearts of Oak, he just knows how to steal those moments, and he owned it. So mistakes will always get the other opponent going with the points and maybe with a goal. So that's just what happened. But it was a good game. They served us some good game yesterday.
For Pando Hearts of Lions, I mean, we played Daniel Nieje's voice, and you were there and all. How far behind are they in terms of looking like being ready for the new season? Or you think that it's after the top 4 that we can probably gauge where they are?
They are not far off. Like I said earlier, they will just need some 2-3 attackers up front to be that sharp, to be that swift. You know, that was what was lacking. Ben Jr. seems to be doing the job, but he's not really been that consistent forward, if I can say that, because there was this chance, there was a yawning net, Obing decided just to balloon the ball away, and it's some of those days you get Obing Jr. off. You know, he can't do it on his own. He's tried so hard. Last season, he scored hard over when he came to Pando. So clearly, he's trying so hard to make it a part of him that he always gets at his former club. And he came out strong, but unfortunately, he alone couldn't have done that. So I think that they are not lacking in all the department. Ishmael Ado in the middle there, he was good. He came good. But they will need that cutting edge. And I kept asking the question, is Frank Duku the answer to Hearts of Oak's cutting edge up front to complement Wayu and Hamza? They have taken things into their own hands for a very long time. Is he the one they need up front? Only time will tell.
We'll see how it goes. Abigail, thank you so much. Abigail Senasus, who was at the stadium to keep an eye on Hearts of Oak versus Heart of Lions in the 2025 Homowo Cup. Hearts of Oak winning by 2-0. Next up for the two teams, they play in the Galka Top 4. That's happening between the 20th and the 24th of August at the same venue. We'll see how the teams will fare. So Gold Stars, Asante Kotoko, Pando Heart of Lions, and Accra Hearts of Oak, they will be playing in the Galka Top 4 between the 20th and the 24th of August. It will be one of the last or one of the major preseason activities for these clubs before they get ready for the new season. For Gold Stars, let's not forget that they also have the added task of playing in the CAF Champions League prelims. They take on Algerian side JS Kabylie. That is a big problem, so they need to be very ready. And then in the Comfort Cup, you have Asante Kotoko. They will take on Kwara United of Nigeria. So the top 4 will help these sides get ready. So that's the lowdown from the Homowo Cup. Ray, so Hearts of Oak picking up.
Sporty FM. Well, I hear before the game, a lot of Hearts of Oak supporters were saying actually, President's Cup they lost. League season they didn't do well, so at least they need something to talk about. If they lose this trophy to Lions, then Charlie problem go come.
Yeah.
So Lions inside give them some.
I can't believe it.
So let's say Lions consider that you is okay.
I don't believe
we don't want your enemies to get you. So you just take this one.
No, I don't.
Oh, they're done. Because
Hearts of Oak have won their trophy. I'm saying that was Lions see inside for them.
Lions see inside give them. Because Charlie, Nathan, Liga, you know the inside. FA Cup, we no see you. You understand? Then President's Cup too, no show. But look at your brothers. Kotoko. Off season. President's Cup, win. They travel to South Africa.
Toyota Cup,
win. So Hearts of Oak needed something to at least appease the fans. So Charlie, in this game, they had to do their best and then hope that Lions will not turn up. So Lions didn't turn up. Lions didn't, because see, Lions didn't want them to become laughing stock. Yeah, you understand what I'm saying? Yeah, so this one. So they say, oh, you this one, Homowo Cup. We don't want to come from Pandu. Come and take your own Homowo Cup. So you take it.
Okay, you. So that's what you are
keep
saying.
This one. So House of Folk are Homowo Cup champions.
All right, 9:45. All right, we'll wrap it up here. But before, okay, hold on. Before I leave, this one is a birthday message that so my producers, they are a very, very interesting bunch. Because of birthday, they've run all over the place to come and give me birthday shouts to do. Hey! I should drop it.
Let's investigate.
We'll investigate. This one says, happy birthday to an amazing person. Douglas Intim Forcing.
Hey.
Wishing you all the very best in life. And I pray all your silent prayers are answered. That's coming from Angela and the entire Sporty FM crew. Says we love you to the moon and back.
My brother.
I can say that we disassociate ourselves.
I am not part of this one.
From this birthday wish. We are not part. It's coming from Angela and Angela alone.
Straight.
What is Angela saying? There's something here too.
Cause Nathan, this one. I'm not part.
And Angela, she's not around too, so she sent the message from some location to, hey!
No, Nathan, I beg you. Me, I'm not part.
We are not part of this message. So Douglas Intim Forcing, the message is coming from Angela Mensah of Sporty FM. We don't know anything about this message. We are only reading it.
Yes. How did they start?
They said, listen, they said happy birthday to an amazing person.
Underline amazing person.
Thank you. Douglas Intim Forcing says, wishing you all the very best in life, and I pray all your silent prayers are answered.
Hey! Papa Douglas! Doggy! Nathan, you know Douglas, the short form is doggy.
Yo!
I don't know.
I know.
So, Papa Doggy. This is coming from Angela.
Hey! Yo!
You know what to continue.
Yo! Thank you very much. That's how I wrap it up this morning on the Sporty Breakfast. Many shouts to my production team, Abigail, Immortal, Angela, and Anekia. Many shouts to Fly and Emmanuel Ayamga. They supported us with the stream and on social. Many shouts to the entire production or the entire crew. I see David Kofita in the building. I see Yvonne as well. Shout outs to the technical guys, Biggie, your people, and to our team lead, Gary Al Smith. Many shouts to our listeners. Thank you so much for your calls and your messages. We really appreciate them. Shout outs to ANC Corner. Yesterday they hosted us. Shout outs to 957 Daiquiri Bar. Shout outs to Sweet Top Bites. Shout outs to Heritage, and shout outs to Big Slice. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Yesterday was a
957. I had some good wings there.
You had some good wings.
Some delicious wings.
I'm telling you, man.
Yeah, fantastic. The daiquiri, Charlie.
Killer.
No, you see, when I was holding my head, Charlie, the daiquiri entered me well.
The daiquiri hits you.
It hits me.
I'll tell you.
Charlie.
They've got the best daiquiris in town.
Yeah, it hits me.
Authentic daiquiris.
Ayamga, you're next.
That's how I wrap it up this morning on the Sporty Breakfast. This is Sporty 106.1. We've got the news at midday, Sporty Plug 12:30, Sporty Drive at 4, and Monday night Sporty at 7 p.m. There's a Premier League game between Leeds and Everton, so it will form part of all the nice things that the guys on Monday night Sporty will serve you today. My name is Nathan Kwari Onyamado. Did this with me. Calvin Owens joined us. Michael has already joined us. Many thanks to you out there for listening. We'll catch you tomorrow. Keep your dials locked on Sporty 106.1. We are the voice of sport.